Right, back with a nice hazel. Couldn't find any standing dead stuff, so I got cut down a fresh limb. This one's already bow shaped, look, which I thought was quite funny. Let's check it out there. Got myself a bit of a better log for chopping onto as well. There's my little set drying in the sun. Let's not disturb that. Right, so wants to be from about there to about there. A little bit longer so we can put a notch on for the string. Anyway, that's tight because I've got that bit of rubber in there. Ooh, right through there. There you go, classic mistake. Rush in, thinking about the video in. That's how easy it is. Nearly chopped through my lanyard and that'd be it. That'd be my string knackered. That's how easy it is. Right. So about there. Put a little mark on there so I can remember where it is. Back of the knife should blister that. Right. One more chop. Let's get that. Right. That's what I wanted. I wanted a little notch up there. Right. So I could have just taken this off straight away then, but just literally only went just behind the camera to get that piece of wood. Didn't take any time. Sun's coming out lovely now. Just got to make sure that's drying as best as I can. Oh, the other thing I found when I was out just over there as well, on a near that rotten ash log, there's a King Alfred's cake cramp ball that was growing on ash, but I've seen it growing on sycamore before. This is really great for your fire kit if you've never seen it before. It's got eccentric rings on it, as the Latin would describe. And there, I don't know if you've ever seen it. This is really great. As soon as this gets hot, takes an ember or spark quite often. Done it with a magnifying glass on one of the videos. It burns really well and takes a real low friction. It's not as good as chaga, but I often wonder if we could possibly powder some of that in to where we're drilling to get our ember. Anyway, soaking wet, freezing cold. So that goes into the pocket. Probably better off in this pocket here. Got a little warmth coming through there. Just remember it's in there. Right, anyway. So we need to make our drill, our bow. Don't need to be too flexible. Just got to have enough to be able to pass through it. So trying to not do any knots we can't undo, or go with the lark's foot, which I won't be able to show you that on there right in the end of the string, but basically the string goes over my forefinger and thumb and then pinch that together, so it's like that, and then keeping it pinched, and that's the loop that I use. Okay, hopefully you've seen that. Right, we should be able to use, there should be enough on that notch there. There's just a little bit of a notch on the end of the from the stick there, and we should be able to do the lark's foot, and it shouldn't come undone under tension like that. But when we want to get it off in a minute, we can push that, and there it comes out quite easily. Okay. Remember, don't tie your knots that you can't undo if you need to get them undone. Right, let's get it around to the right side of the boat. Right, bow's a little bit long. Or I could tuck that tail down actually. Don't need it that long. I'll go down a little bit, and then because it slips around the lark's foot quite easily, you can press take the tail right really where you need it, and then pull the other bit, get it through. Right, that. And the bow's a little bit long, isn't it? My nose about right. Right, let's get this bit of string on the bow. So check I'm not going to need anything. I use that little block there because I don't know if there's any thorns or sharp pieces of flint underneath there. Use my sheath for putting on my other knee, and then just put my knee onto the middle of the bow. Give it that. Make sure it's gonna plenty of spring in this hazel. You can just condition it slightly, so just making sure there's no weak spots in it. And it's all good. Right, that one. Let's have a go. I need to put a lot of foot on that one. I might have to do a bowline on the end of this one. It just needs to loop over. Let's have a go anyway. Are you gonna go? I get it right. You can see that I haven't done this in a long time. That's probably apparent to anyone who goes out and does it every single week. Some people are obsessed with this, aren't they? Too true as well. Get your training in. Right, that little notch up there that I cut out holds it lovely. And the trouble is, with the good thing about this is it doesn't heat up too much, but it doesn't take much, it hasn't got much friction in it. And that not there, because I've not left enough tail on it, it's pulling out. So what we can do, we tie a bowline, so over like that. All the knots are in other videos. Again, this is a knot that, as long as we've got a notch up there, it'll make a loop. The loop's already done, so I'm not having to, it doesn't close on itself. We know the notch is up there now, so I don't have to worry about trying to tie a knot under tension, because that was stressing me out. Okay, he just pull, he goes on there now. And now I've got that on there, stop that slipping. I can just before, because I say this is real slippy. This is why it's really great, this pot rope for working with. I don't think he's going to slide off there. Should be under enough tension now. Right. Okay, making sure nothing's going to shatter out. Put our knife back in our sheath actually, because that's, I don't think we need that on the floor. Still need on it. Right. Let's have a look to see whether we got enough. Right. So what we've got to do, this is the tricky bit. Let's put it round like that. Take a little bit of tension out of the bow. Put it round like that. And then, this is, I always find this is the hardest part, I don't know about anybody else. And get it so it's like that. Okay? And now, all we need to do is work out which way up we want it. I'm going to get it right first of all. Yeah. I'm going to start with it halfway up. Okay. Now this is the bit now that he was talking about. I was talking about what Adam was talking about, and now I've just dashed my bearing block off. The bit he was talking about is about how square you are. Okay. You want to be a perfect square, not like this, not like that. Okay. Perfect square. Perfect square. And that means that when you easily, your elbow goes onto your knee, okay, and you can brace that down like that, okay. But actually, it's going to be braced down like this, not like that. But if I could get it down to there, but yeah. So can't obviously face the camera and do that, but can you see that perfect square? Okay. Right, let's give it a go and see if we can warm it up at all anyway. And what we're going to want if we get an ember, I've done this before with flint and steel, thinking, oh, I'm not going to get it, it's too cold today. And it went straight away, and I didn't actually have the rest of the ember extender ready. But I just, even if I can get this to start smoking, I'd be absolutely chuffed. Because I say it's still pretty wet. Right, so let's get myself in position. Hopefully you can see that. Right, put my foot on that bit there, just to hold it, and it would be getting now. If I thought it was going to go, sod's law, it'd probably go. Getting loads of these dry leaves now right underneath it to stop this getting any damp, and hope not the air to be as dry as possible there. So, you'll hear me say about not kneeling down. Well, just check before you ever kneel down. Right, and that's the bit I've got to concentrate on. I've got to concentrate on is this square. A bit of a slope here. Need to move that a little bit more. Yeah, I'm nearly there. Right, my wrist wants to be as close to locked onto my leg there as possible. More further away out here it is, got more room for human error. And this is all going to fail because of either the materials or my human error. Right, okay, so drill down in. Can I get that flat? Let's get that a little bit flatter. Drill in, bearing block on. That wants to be a lot closer to so it's right under the arch of your foot there, look. And that's perfect. I suppose that's what the arch is, how it's evolved. It was probably full bow drill, was it? No. Little tiny, I don't want to go first of all. And it goes shattering. Let's just see if I get it to move first of all. Yeah, let's just move in a little bit. There you go. Right. Let's get that perfect square now, because it's all about me now. This energy moving down through here. Right. And I say, when Adam done it, he got it set nice and dry by the fire, made it within, I say, about half an hour. And he went 1, 2, 3, 4, and he said that's to dry it out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, bang, it was gone. I don't think I'll get that lucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what that string's wanting to do is move up. That bow's slightly tapered up. So what I'm going to do now is just make sure my position is correct. Oh, now we lost it. And already that's caused me to use quite a lot of energy. I can feel that now, just doing that. And I imagine now if my sugar levels were even lower and I'd been out there for a long time, slightly disorientated, that would be hard work. And again, am I going to succeed? I'm not going to. It's still far too wet, still far too cold. The sun's dipping down now. Best thing I can do with this is keep it close to my body, get it dry, and have another go as soon as it's dry. But anyway, that was the start of it. Hopefully, I'll come back, I'm gonna let this dry out, and then hopefully we'll get it going with it. Anyway, stay tuned. How long it's gonna take to dry out, I don't know. We'll use as much of the sun as we can. But, look at that taper as well. He was starting to rise up there. I think I might be able to scrape that down a tiny bit, get a little bit straighter, but no, I was happy with that. And that's as quick or as long as I think it possibly takes someone like me who doesn't do this every single day, and who does, and knowing my capabilities and trying to understand the materials, trying to have the technique perfect. I think possibly if I can get this dry, there's a really good chance. But until that point, I'm really glad I've got my fire steel and my lighter, and just remember, 2 is 1, 1 is none. But that's basically the principles of the fire bow and drill set. Thanks for watching.